Welcome in to DC On Screen, a podcast about the DC Universe properties being brought to film and television. I am your host, David C. Robertson, and this, the man who saved Central City, Jason.
Hello.
All right, so man, we finally got to season 2 of The Flash starting.
Yeah.
God, it feels like it was forever.
That's yeah. I've missed it. I really have. It was a nice highlight to the week.
Yeah, it was good. It was good stuff.
This episode's no different.
So last season, there was a gigantic singularity over Central City. Barry goes running into it. Cars and shit are flying all up in there. We see Hot Girl looking up and stuff, and woo boy. So we come back and we start out not there, but at a weird fantasy dream sequence where Captain Cold and Heatwave are fighting the Flash, and he's running up buildings and they're shooting at him, and then Firestorm shows up and helps Barry out, saves the day. Mm-hmm. They all go back to Star Labs where everyone is alive and accounted for and happy, and it's just a really sad, pathetic fantasy from Barry Allen.
Yeah, he's just daydreaming.
And
that's all.
The scene. Yeah. And it's kind of, yeah.
Sadly, even in his daydreams, he gets shot by Captain Cold.
Well, he's a modest guy.
He is. He's quite humble.
Yeah, the scene fades, and he's still standing in Star Labs, but Star Labs is just broken and destroyed and empty. And it's kind of sad. Barry's been working alone. It's just sad. He's not even hanging out with Joe, man.
Mm-mm. No, how far does your life have to sink that you don't want to see Joe?
Right?
I mean, that's some deep stuff. Because, Cisco's having a great time hanging out with Joe.
Oh, yeah. Cisco's hanging out with Joe, making the captain angry, bugging him about getting a badge.
He's really found his spot in life, I think.
It's a lot of fun.
Hanging out with Joe and making a captain angry. Cracking wise.
Rocking the beard. Yeah, and Barry's running around, selfless figure that he is, guiltily putting together businesses at night, restoring them after the singularity. We'll refer to it as. And we find out through flashback that Ronnie Raymond, as I called it. Ronnie Raymond sacrificed himself to save Star City. With Barry keeping it at bay, Stein realizes that if they merge and they fly up into the heart of the singularity as Firestorm, and then separate in the middle of the singularity, it should be enough to get rid of the singularity.
Yeah, to
all seemed
insert
very
science here. I don't know.
Right. It all seemed very questionable. It all seemed very much Data, you're a genius, technobabble that we would get from LaForge on Next Generation.
I think it's Wesley Crusher to me. That's that.
Yeah. But so it worked, and Ronnie, of course, sacrificed himself. I hold out. We never saw a body. Now, Rule 101 on character deaths, if there's no body, the death didn't take place. Right. Everyone can assume it did, you can assume it did, but chances are you're going to see that cat again.
Right.
I'm guessing Earth 2, Ronnie Raymond's... Would it just suck if he wound up on Earth 2 and he lost his memory again?
Yeah. I don't want to see feral Robbie Amell for the second time.
Right. It's just every time there's a season finale, or every time... Every new season, he just winds up, amnesiac and walking around as a bum.
Not the story arc I wanted.
So, much to Barry's dismay, Mayor Bellows has decided that they're going to do Flash Day to celebrate the man who saved Central City, and they're going to give him the key to the city.
Of course.
Now, the group has dispersed. Caitlyn is now working at Mercury Labs with Dr. Tina McGee, and I thought that was really interesting. We just did our 1990s Flash review under the suspicion, I'll say, that they're going to bring in the 90s Flash into true canon.
Right.
They show Mayor Bellows, who, as we know, is Officer Anthony Bellows from the, or Tony Bellows from the 90s Flash series.
Right.
And they name drop Tina McGee. And they do it very quickly.
Right.
Cisco kind of goes to Mercury Labs to try to get a thing from from Caitlyn to get her to figure out something about Atom Smasher, and goes, "Oh well, is that the new blah blah blah?" Like he's just really taken by this piece of equipment, and she's like, "Oh yeah, Dr. McGee who always wants the state of the art, you know." But okay, why are we like that? Was you went out of your way to do that?
Right.
Hey man, whatever.
There's too much. There's too much pointing.
But anyway,
No.
So
Too many dogs are at the root of the same tree. Something's up it.
yeah, so and we'll get back to that here in a minute when we get to the end of the episode. So Flash Day, Mayor Bellows presents that key to the city, and you know I've never actually seen the practice in real life.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen the whole key to the city trope in real life.
No, I didn't. I don't know that anyone's ever actually done that in real life.
Right? But I mean, I'm sure they have. They had to,
Sure.
right?
I don't know. I mean,
But I was really disappointed. I was really disappointed by the key. The key was tiny. You know, like I was thinking, like stranger comes to town, they give him the key to the city or something and then they have that gigantic key, like
right.
like the big, like almost like the big like lottery check.
Right.
Like that's what I was hoping for. And then it was just like a tiny key on a placard, and I was like, oh, okay.
It made as much sense as the giant weird key. I mean, maybe this key actually goes to something. Maybe there's like a safety deposit box.
But I really wanted the giant key.
I know. I'm sorry you were disappointed with the size of the key.
Right.
Terrible.
I wanted something, you know, sizable that could just hang out in the background somewhere.
Some sort of tangible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad, buddy. Hey, I'll tell you this
I
though.
know.
You know, and you were 100% right about Ronnie. But
Yeah.
and if he is completely gone, I'll miss him because you know, brave kid and all. And
Yeah.
we don't know what's going to happen to Caitlyn, but I guess he needed to be out of the way for Killer Frost to happen one way or the other. And, well, yeah, okay,
Yep.
we'll get to all that. But, hey, maybe you won't have to see as much bad CGI of Robbie's face on top of that weird flaming thing.
Right. And they did it again this episode.
They did it a fucking again.
Yeah. It was just the weirdest thing. It looks so weird when they do him.
It does not look right. I would rather them not do the close-up shots at all. If that's what I have to choose from, between seeing his face on there or just seeing a giant, like, Ghost Rider-esque ball of flame, I'll take ball of flame every time.
It seriously looks like the animated sequences from a Monty Python sketch.
Doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, we find out that Harrison Wells left Star Labs to Barry. And he also leaves him a,
Bunch of fucking bills.
well, yeah, a bunch of bills. And,
There's a whole stack of them in the opening scene.
yeah, and he leaves him a, like a thumb drive with a video on it. And apparently Barry only gets Star Labs if he actually watches the video, and it'll say, they were very, you know, nondescript on exactly how that would work, but as soon as he watches the video, it'll send an email.
You can do weird crap like that in your will. I mean, you have to go through with certain things. It's probably not even the strangest thing that's been in an actual will somewhere.
Yeah, but Barry doesn't want to watch it, and so he doesn't watch it for a while. And by the way, anyway, Atom Smasher had showed up. He shows up at the Flash Day, and Cisco's created this thing called the Boot that's supposed to help the anti-metahuman task force, which is a new thing in the police department of Central City, fight metahumans. It does not work on Atom Smasher. And I love this. There was this bit where like that doesn't work, and then like
not just doesn't work. It
doesn't work at all.
It reverses the entire process.
Right, and well, it doesn't really reverse it. He just grows and it snaps off.
Right.
But like Barry's just like, oh man, and runs over and grabs a couple of propane tanks, and Joe's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm throwing, you're shooting. All right.
Yes, that's the show we want, though. That really is.
And then, like, Caitlyn...
Hey, Joe hops right on board, like, okay, cool. Pull, you know?
Yeah, man. And, like, so, like, after that, like, you know, Cisco goes to Caitlyn, and Caitlyn figures out some stuff, and they all get together. There's a great bit where they actually figure out what he does, Atom Smasher does, and how he got that way, to some degree. And Stein calls him Atom Smasher, and explains why he called him that. And Cisco just hugs him, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm just so proud of you. That's awesome."
Yeah, that part's pretty great.
Now next, I have written down, "Good Dad Joe was good dad." I'm not exactly sure what I was talking about there.
Say that again.
Good Dad Joe is good dad.
When he's being a good dad, he's being a good dad?
Yeah.
I mean, you're right.
I don't know.
It's pretty damn circular, but you nailed it, I guess.
Right.
Blue is, in fact, blue, man. What are you going to do?
Right.
When blue is being blue.
I really did. I was taken aback by the fact that Iris kind of goes up into the police station, and the only time she actually seems sad is like for that just a second where she sees Eddie's picture on the wall.
Right.
But then she balled up and she was just like, "Nope, we're gonna help you. Screw you, Barry."
She finally has real agency. I liked her. I finally liked her this episode. Like she decides, you know what? Screw you, Barry. This isn't up to you. We're gonna help the city.
Right.
You're the tool we're gonna use to help the city, and you're gonna get fucking used to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Iris, go for it, baby.
Me too, man.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I really enjoyed that. Oh, look, Atom Smasher introduction scene. It had a little sidebar to it. Cisco kind of going off in his own little vibey interworld place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know exactly how that works. I don't know.
Oh, he can when he makes contact with certain things, he can see
where they came from.
Where they came from, or not really where they came from. They're just like stuff with alternate universes.
Right.
So if there's something to be had with an alternate universe, he can kind of see that.
Right.
And you can see through the vibrations of the universe, as they put it. So
right. And importantly, they bring it back up during the episode. Like we're clearly going to go down the Cisco becomes vibe, or at least Cisco goes metahuman road sooner rather than later. And I might actually write a thank you letter about that.
That does sound nice.
I'm pretty happy.
That does sound nice.
Man, Atom Smasher's big though. They did a good job with him. I thought they shot him well when he was big.
Yeah, they did. They did a good job. They actually had a dude that was in the VFX video I talked about last week. They just had like a dude standing in like a really big suit that was mocapped.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So far they've done a great job. I mean, the shots of him running through debris are that's got to be worth the technical Emmy at least.
Yeah, it was. Oh man, it looked really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot adequately express how happy I am that Caitlyn did not blame Barry. Seems like Barry's got enough blame for himself going to go around.
Right. She actually tries to get it off him a little bit. Like
yeah,
she kind of gives him dude, cool yourself. Like that wasn't up to you. You're not
right. And he's like, I mean, I don't deserve the key to the blah blah blah. And she's like, no, you are a hero. What are you talking about? I don't agree with her, but I was just happy that we didn't. Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm being too hard on Barry. It's not like he caused the singular. Oh wait.
Yeah, but he also did a lot of stuff on the end, and I'm not. Well, let me put it this way: wouldn't it have been much worse if Harrison had just had his way?
Yeah.
And no matter what the what ifs are, we are now in a situation where Barry is still here, and the singularity's not, and Harrison's gone. And, well, he needs to be a hero. So
one thing I kind of would have liked addressed in some regard is if Barry was just like, hey, shit, maybe I should not have gone on my selfish mission to save my mom and then abandon it, even though I knew it might actually destroy the world.
Well, if it's any help, he didn't get his mom back, if that's any comfort.
It is a small comfort.
Masochistic bastard.
Take that, Alan, you selfish prick.
Right.
So
somewhere you just made John Leslie's ship sad.
Yeah, I know.
He just frowned. He was having a good day, drinking a Mai Tai somewhere, and just a rat ran up his spine.
Yeah, I'm sure John Wesley's ship is really, really, even subconsciously concerned about our opinion.
I think he's concerned with all versions of the Flash.
Possibly. So, holy shit, man. Caitlyn and Barry watch the video, and Wells confesses.
Yep.
Henry is getting out of prison.
And there's a lot of cool, Harrison Barry stuff right before, and then he just gets to delete everything before this. My name is Harrison. It goes into it, and I did like the little back and forth and delete everything before this. Man, good stuff.
So, the flash signal made me laugh.
Of course.
Cisco saying, I think I saw it in a comic book somewhere.
Of course.
That was great. No, it was somewhat, I don't know how else they would have done it, but it was a little bit anticlimactic how they took Atom Smasher down. But I did dig the dude's death scene. Like, he seemed genuinely saddened.
He was a sympathetic character there while he was going out.
Yeah. He promised he'd take me home if I killed you.
Right. I mean,
Zoom.
Yeah, he becomes. You genuinely empathize with him for a second. It's just a dude that wanted to get home.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, choosing to kill somebody is, hey, there are consequences to life, but it is. It's just a guy that wanted to go home.
Yeah. Sucks, man.
And we're already laying the seeds of, by the way, Zoom is going to fuck your world.
Indeed. So, then to a happy, shiny people scene for just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Henry gets out, and everything's happy. And they're having a party. And Cisco gets a badge. And it's all nice. And as soon as Barry takes his dad aside and starts talking about getting an apartment together, I knew where they were going to go.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Henry is leaving.
Yeah.
He's not staying in Central City. And we got some fan feedback from Bethany. She wrote in on the website, and she says, I was extremely excited that Henry Allen could finally get out of jail. For one, I was really hoping it meant that John Wesley Shipp would be in more episodes. By the way, according to IMDb and Wikipedia, Shipp is 60 years old. That man looks good. My excitement didn't last long.
That's a fine jaw right there.
Right. My excitement didn't last long. Henry explained to Barry that he wouldn't be living in Central City. I found the reason Henry gave for his leaving to be stupid and unrealistic. Really, Henry? Before today, you had physical contact with your son one time in 15 years. You're finally free from a crime you didn't commit, and you're leaving immediately so Barry can grow? Please. He couldn't even stick around for a week or two to hang out with Barry before leaving. If he would have said his reason was because he couldn't live in the same town where people would constantly look at him as the man who killed his wife, where everyone knew he was an ex-prisoner, even if he was proven not guilty, that would have made more sense. If he had said he wanted a new life and a new start in a town that didn't look at him as a murderer, more realistic. I wanted to see Henry and Barry's relationship develop, and I wanted to see Henry and Joe reestablish their friendship. Also, I want a Joe. We all want a Joe.
Who doesn't? I want that Joe, too. I don't even want a knockoff copy. I don't want a clone Joe.
Yeah.
My Joe.
So what Bethany says here, I really agree with. I think that if he had said that he didn't want to be in a town that would look at him like a murderer, he would have seemed too selfish, though.
That would have been the big deal. Is if he had said he wanted to cop out on that, then he can't sit there and tell his son to be brave and face everything that's coming to him, and then not be able to face just a people's perception problem. Like, compared to what the Flash has to face, the actual tangible villains, him getting funny looks at a supermarket is fodder. So that wouldn't work for me. But the reason I can get behind him leaving is I actually do think even a couple weeks would be emotionally stilting for somebody who's trying to grow into a superhero, because he's 14 years behind on his chance to grow up with his father, and if you give him any half a second to do so, he's going to revert to being a kid that just looks up to his dad, because that's the part of him that's incomplete. And he'll immediately start doing it. Yeah. So he can't grow. He really actually can't grow with Henry in his way.
That's a good point. I didn't consider that part of it. Now, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I thought I saw some caginess from John Wesley, man.
That's the caginess is what I was more interested in. Is that can't be it?
Yeah, because it seemed a very thin excuse, even if it made sense to some degree. Even if it was completely true, dude, you just got out of jail. Why would you not hang out with your kid for a minute?
Right. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a time frame here. Maybe a couple weeks isn't the end of the world, but every moment he has with his dad is a stolen moment between him being the Flash.
Yeah.
It's only, how much time are you going to take off? And Henry may be right about just going ahead, ripping the Band-Aid and staying out of the way. Like, don't give him those 2 weeks to look forward to or look back to the entire time and be distracted by it. Just go. Your dad's safe now. You did your job. Your dad has a new life. I know it's not what anyone wanted, but he's not in jail, prison. I guess. Time to start with your new team and your Flash suit that apparently they've designed exactly after the version of the Flash that dies. It's weird.
Well,
I mean, it's cute, but it's kind of, hey, we saw this picture in a future newspaper of when you died. We made a suit exactly like that. That's not a bad omen, right?
I didn't feel like that was the case. It just said Flash vanishes in crisis. They never said he died, and they know that if you don't see a body, that doesn't mean doom. Now what? But I liked their reasoning. I liked Cisco saying, why be afraid of the future?
Yeah, I did like that.
Yeah, I thought that was fine. Now
he's going to need to hold on to that thought. for what's coming for him.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And I want to mention this. I wrote down Jay Garrick in all caps, and then that was followed by "we."
Oh, man. Yeah, that sounds right.
Oh, wait, hold on. Just jumping back, though. I thought it was a little shitty of Barry to tell his dad, "You're the only family I've got left." And even his dad is like looking around like, "Son, you have family in this room. What are you talking about?"
Right.
Dick?
I can buy that moment. I mean, don't get me wrong. He knows that's his. He knows those people are as close to him as anyone can kind of get. And, maybe you need your actual dad to just say that to you.
Yeah.
I think it'll be comfortable. Man. But they're sitting there having that wonderful conversation about how they've upgraded all the security, and then Garrett just waltzes in. "What's up?
Mm-hmm.
Here to teach you what's going on."
Yeah, we had like little clips of him following Barry around. Right. I'm really excited for this season. I'm excited for next episode, The Flash of Two Worlds. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be iconic. They're look at the headline, man. They're going after an iconic title. Surely they've put some effort into following it up.
Yeah, man. I'm so excited about that.
If there's something
so excited
to be excited about this week, I think it is, Flash.
Mm-hmm. Oddly enough, I was a little more excited about Arrow.
Well, yes and no. There's some stuff going on there that I think you're just going to get the more payoff this week out of Flash than anything else.
Yeah. I mean, overall, Flash was the better episode.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And I just think
it really was.
week two's amounts are going to be this. Well, I'll say that. Sort of that 30 seconds Gotham is, but that's a whole different, a relative, ridiculous set of comparisons.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The short and long of it is we're going to be talking about a lot of this stuff, and we're excited about probably 90% of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know that seems kind of low for a DC on-screen podcast, but
I mean,
we do the best we can with what Gotham gives us.
Right.
Or Arrow, whichever one is
we
failing
love the
us
hell
this
out.
week.
Yeah, we love the hell out of the material. So if it doesn't live up to our standards, hey.
I mean, give us a couple weeks, Supergirl may bring that down to 70. Who knows?
I'm gonna laugh when like week 3 of Supergirl, you're admitted that you're gonna like call me and sheepishly admit that okay, it's good. I'm sorry.
No, it won't be sheepish. I want nothing more than to love Supergirl.
Uh-huh.
I really do. It's not like nothing. There's no part of me that's just sitting there going, "I don't want to like a stupid Supergirl show." No.
No, you want it to be good.
No,
It's just you have no hope of it actually being good.
I watched the Helen Slater Supergirl movie and I wept for its poor quality.
Right.
Oh man. All right. We have anything else on the season premiere of Flash?
Nah, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, man. I agree.
Good stuff.
I agree. Let's keep rolling on this, man. Hopefully they won't screw us up in some way.
Keep it coming, guys. Keep it coming.
All right, that is going to do it for this episode of DC On Screen. We are a proud member of the Giant Size Team Up Network. You can find every episode on DCOnScreen.com. We're also on iTunes and Stitcher. If you want a similar podcast about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, go check out our buddies Matt Carroll and Jeff Randall at the Marvel Cinematic Universe Podcast or MCUcast.com. We will see you guys,
very shortly.
Like, probably today. If you were so inclined to listen to our Arrow review. Until then, keep some DC on your screen.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.